Hello, people of the internet. I just lost my desktop audio for a minute there, but it is I, Soulrack Dragon here, back with more Fate Grand Order, where today there's not really much of anything going on, so we're going to do some interludes today. Get some of those interludes knocked out of the park. And that's kind of the plans for the immediate part of today's stream. Depending on how long the interludes take, we may or may not do a little something more. Might do some Night Train. But before all that, please be sure to like this video if you're watching this on YouTube. Subscribe to my channel, it would show your support. Follow me on Twitch if you want to catch me live. And all that other, excuse me, standard stuff. But I'm going to receive all of the Master Mission Quartz fragments. Yay! I'm not going to get the 30 friend point summons. Then there's the daily stuff, which is some teapots and some quartz for bond, and a lantern of Chaldea for bond. I got all these bond things done for the 23 million downloads campaign. It's going to get me from 321 up to 331. 10 quartz. It's better than nothing. I need every bit of quartz I can get. Plus, we get even more teapots from the 23 million downloads campaign. Woo! That's good for bond. Claim our login stuff. Get some more ash, I guess. And then the June login stuff. Ceremonial swords is fine. And then just some general login stuff. But, yeah. So, it's going to be a pretty chill, possibly quick FGO portion of today's stream. And, we'll see if we can't do some Night Rain afterwards. Just do some basic maintenance stuffs. I do have my monthlies I need to claim as well, but that can wait. Because it is the Chaldean Gate. 2 days for bond points, 20% up in the treasure vault, blah, blah, blah. 9 AP, 90s of half AP. So, excuse me. Both Helena and the Queen of Sheba have 1 tick interludes here. So I may very well triple up and do Scotty's here, depending on how long these two take. I have no indication of that they are early or late game interludes, so the length of them could vary. The 3 Gens report of the Queen of Sheba, though, has Foreigner. It's probably pre-part 2, so it might be at least a little bit decently length, but we'll find out. Starting with Helena, the world that she sees. And she will, of course, be the prime contestant in today's interlude. I just need to find her, and hope that my game doesn't lag massively for some unknown reason. That was weird. And yes, I have copies of Servants from that last roll because I've not burned anybody yet. I'm kind of lazy. Helena! Alright. So, Helena's in the party. Jolter can be swapped, because Summer Jolter is a bond 10. Needs to be with another 4-star servant, though, so Emiya, you can start working on your bond, then. Because Melt, she's got a while still to go. But, let's go in, let's see what we got. Ugh. Trying to do my best to stretch, because my muscles are sore from a lot of from 3 days of intensified exercise routine. From time to time, I wonder, do I fully comprehend the macrocosm of the 3 principles? My theory that the universe corresponds to the anatomy of the human body. Am I correct in this? If not, then my entire operating paradigm has been incorrect all this time. Yeah, you're right. Although such a thing can only be considered to be the world's truth. As the one who would know the swirl of the root, my idiotic agony must sound so trivial right now. Yes, I'm sure that is true. Why do I feel like Helena's just humoring poor Paracelsus here? I'm not sure myself, but I sense Matama from your words. That's why I'm rooting for you. Good luck, Paracelsus. Right, she's a little bit mad herself for being a caster, isn't she? Thank you very much, Helena Blavatsky. You're brilliant. You know the phrase, protection of the Buddha. That's why I'm here. I'm sure you understand such protection too. Probably, in fact, I'd say it's thanks to this protection that Chaldea still exists. So this is pre-Wandering Sea, at least. Even in the face of the incineration of humanity, we survived. Heck, this is pre-LB2s. Or, this is pre-Lost Belt era, for sure. And that's why the Buddha's amazing. My master was especially amazing. Not only am I able to borrow their palm heel, but they see and know everything. Beyond amazing, really. The compassionate and merciful canon is also beyond amazing. I've never seen anyone with more to offer. Yesterday, today, and even tomorrow, the protection of Buddha is forever. But you know, Wukong and Baji didn't quite get it. Oh, really? Right after their vows, they went straight for some meat. In an instant, in a heartbeat. Aw. Wukong said things like, "May the protection of Buddha reach even my stomach." That's not right, no. I see. Yeah, she's just going, yep, right, yep, right. She's not even listening. Man. Helena just doesn't pay attention to people, apparently. In many sects of Buddhism, the clergy is forbidden from eating meat, right? Okay, maybe she does listen. But then these disciples break such precepts immediately. Beyond annoying. On the other hand, I see that you are faithful to the Enlightened One's teachings. I sense a high matama from you. Good luck! What is matama, anyways? I need to look this up. And even if I'm pronouncing it right. It is a Sanskrit word meaning great soul or venerable. Commonly used in India to refer to Gandhi. Bestowed upon individuals who are highly respected for their wisdom, saintliness, or contributions to society. Okay. You think so? Okay, then let's both devote our lives to our faiths. Well, I guess we were gonna get the answer in this interlude as well. Hello, Senpai. I've been watching you as you puzzled over this, but I honestly don't know what she means when she says that. I do know that Mahatma was supposedly an existence of some kind that Helena mentioned very often in her life. A spiritual existence of a higher order. They apparently imparted wisdom and truth through documents. And priestess figures who received such documents supposedly included Helena herself. Details about Mahatma in their true form are a mystery, and there's no mention of them in Chaldea's database, at least. Helena doesn't offer much in the way of detail on the subject either. What's a Mahatma? I'm probably mispronouncing this. I cannot pronounce that. You called? It's Maha-Atma. Perhaps if you just break it apart. Oh, hello, Helena. How do you do, Mash? So, do you want to know about Mahatma? Maha-Atma? Well, you know, what shall I do? I could have you read my book about it, but... The Secret Doctrine is a book of mysteries that covers the ancient and modern science and theology. That voice. Hey, who's there? Weva! It's an important book and serves as the foundation for modern occultism, but it's not the sort of work we mages should use. Sorry for the intrusion, I just heard a familiar title and couldn't help but respond. So you've read my book? Does that mean you feel Maha-Atma too? Of course I've read it. I see. So you're the Helena Blavatsky. I had hoped to meet and speak to you. Miss, would you spare me some time? Of course. I get it. You're a fan of mine. Incoming Magecraft lecture. Those are always fun. I'm not sure if I can keep up. What intrigues me is that much of what you said seems to contradict the teachings of Theosophy as a field. Theosophy as a field involves study and exploration. Its pursuit of the truth of the world and gods is similar to what we mages do. But it is still just an academic field. It's not that Theosophy is similar to field to mages, but rather that mages are simply academics. Yet, you practice magecraft, even while you speak of Mahatma and the hierarchy. You cast a variety of spells using the archaic magecraft foundation that Theosophy claims does not exist. You're right. I don't feel Mahatma from that as much. She changed her usual line. Oh no, Waver, what are you doing? It's a bit different for her. What exactly do your beliefs cover? Don't you think that the Theosophy that you speak of is making a mockery of actual modern-day Theosophy? Unless, instead of Theosophy, it's your own talents you're mocking. Waver, don't give her an existential crisis, please. When you say it that way, it's true that I was the one who spread the Theosophy to the modern world, but in broader terms it was like a new kind of Platonism or Gnosticism. It included many things from the past, and in this case, it included Paracelsus's books too. I guess you can say it's my philosophy, but... Uh-oh. The teachings really expanded during Adyarism or Yeats' time. In other words, after I died. Aww. My apologies. I didn't intend to anger you. You dummy. Why, you... Lord Elmolloy II's a stupid head. Stop tormenting me like the SPR. No, I had no intention to. Senpai, the usual kind and mature Helena, is throwing a childlike tantrum. Never seen her so angry before. You may be right. Helena's normally the calm one. The one to calm Edison and Tesla down. What's going on here, teacher? Did you make a woman angry? I never knew teacher was such a lady killer. Yeah, I'm curious about how you'll handle this. No, wait, what's the dark shadow behind you? Now it caught me back there. I thought I got away, but it looks like it followed me here. Iskandar. I have a bad feeling about this. Me too. What is the meaning of this? I can't believe you got so many people on your side. Explain yourself, Lord Elmolloy II. Well, then that means I'll have to. No, please don't misunderstand, Lady Blavatsky. Please wait, the giant servant is not on my side. Thanks for calling me lady, but too late. I've started up the simulator. Come at me, Lord Elmolloy II. You two, Alex and Mr. Darius III. You're all going to get a taste of the power of Mahatma. Brace yourselves. Soul Nash, you're on my side. Got it? Should have seen this coming, indeed. Let's go! Lemuria slumbers in the seas, the hierarchy graces the skies. And in the name of Mahatma, I'm gonna let off some steam. Wait, let off steam? Yeah, Waver, you should have expected this. Excuse me. Are you AoE, Helena? I don't remember. Helena is, in fact, an AoE servant. How much does that do? Not enough. That's fine. That's a 3-turn buff, so it's fine. 1, 2. This is very loud in my ears. I need to turn it down a bit more, especially since I've only got it on one ear, since the other ear is still bothering me. And I can feel an itch inside of it, but I can't scratch it. I've never seen Helena NP in this Ascension, apparently. I don't think it's even Ascension, I think it's costume. Okay, we got lucky. We got very lucky here. I should have brought more servants to offer some NP support here, but... oh well, I should have also done this. I'm brilliant, I swear. Give her that. We'll wait. Dude, please be enough. With the arts boosts, please be enough. Oh no, my game crashed. Darn, dang nabbit game. Why? Why do you crash so? At the worst at the worst times. Oh no. Man, I hate it when the game just randomly crashes like that. Really gotta... It must be something with my phone or something, I guess. Let's try Decisive Battle power-up. So I want to save the NP game from the first Castoria skill if possible. If not, then I shall use it. It seems we'll be fine. More than fine, in fact. Ah, she's only NP1. I could have swore I had a higher NP Helena. It's fine. And last but certainly not least is the Blitz. Alexander is going to be the biggest issue just because I have no advantageous attacks against him. But it will be fine, I'm sure. I'm sure it will all turn out well in the end. Hopefully. Interesting. Very interesting. Even though it's not going to do much, I think focusing down Iskandar is probably the better idea. Because... got some good snap crack pops up there. Keep going like this. And there goes Helena. Why am I not terribly surprised? Well, let's take out Iskandar. Here. Yeah. Like so. This should be good enough to take out Iskandar. Even though there's only her own self-buster buff. Well, she'll get a cast buff as well, so... it should be fine. This is fine. Excuse me. Yeah. 74K. Gotta love Nash. She is strong. And Waver's not gonna be doing much in the way of hurting, so we should be fine. Oh, it's a sharp pain in the ear. Sorry about that. Sorry about the hissing sound. It's been doing better. It's also occurring to me, I kind of forgot to take an acetaminophen like I intended to. That's my fault, though. I intended to take an acetaminophen before streaming, but I forgot. It'll be fine. It just means I get to take one before I go to bed tonight. And, you know, not be in pain while trying to sleep. Right? Sounds like a plan to me. Alright, so one more round and Weva goes down. And that's game, set, match. I imagine there's probably going to be a little bit of a post-story here. Probably. Oof. Sorry, just stretched my leg. Been doing squats have been added to my exercise routine, and the after effects of my leg muscles hurt. Simulation battle completed. For the time being, Helena wins. But it seemed pretty clear that Elmaloy II was attempting to throw the match. All's well that ends well. Yes, you're right. I like your thinking, Senpai. No good. I vow to be nice, but sometimes I can't help but explode like that. Especially when I think of the time I used when the SPR called me a fraud. What is the SPR? SPR. I don't imagine it's the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. SPR Helena Blavatsky. So Helena Blavatsky and the SPR. There's Society for Psychical Research. Got it. Psychical Research Society. I'm sorry I gave in to my emotions, mister. I'm embarrassed to face Mahatma. No, Hey, did you just say Mahatma, the great teacher? Do you know Mahatma? Huh? Huh? Hmm? Wait, are you telling us that you know what Mahatma is? Oh, yeah. I'm not sure if that's true. Yes, Senpai, even though Alexander talks like he's familiar with it, do you really believe Alexander knows what Mahatma is when even Elmaloy II isn't even sure? Although Alexander did learn from Aristotle and Mieza, so it may be possible? Or perhaps, like Helena, he had a gifted mage nearby. Seriously, you know of Mahatma? Yep, I do. Oh my, that's amazing. I do sense strong Mahatma. Is it over? Would appear to be. Yes, indeed, it is over. She's laughing. It appears our dear Helena is in a good mood now. Even I thought the worst this time around. I was worried that fancy suit here triggered her by bringing up the time she was called a fraud, but it seems my fears were unfounded. Yes, I thought the dimwit here complained about Helena's moving lab again. Evidently, I was mistaken. What did you say? Say that again, fool. You are right. It is not unusual for each mage to have their own unique usage of odd words and phrases. For example, I use terms like prima materia, transmutation product, and quinta essentia. In the world of alchemy, especially during my time, these words were not unique. But not all mages use them. Come to think of it, I believe the first founders of the Clock Tower likely used different terms. That's why this is probably the same for her. First off, there is no doubting her genius. Some people are genuinely misunderstood by the common masses. The Mahatma she speaks of, and what that means. In order to truly understand, one would need to be on the same level as her. Oh, and by the way, Master, apropos of nothing, I just happened to prepare an elixir. It temporarily strengthens the limbic system, the cerebral nerves, and even magical circuits. Would you like a sip? Sure, why not? I would give it a shot. I would totally give it a shot. You right there. Yes, you. Theosophy, was it? If that magecraft is what its name suggests, it must be the study of godly wisdom. It must be something that didn't originate from the Age of Gods, so I don't expect anything grandiose. But I don't mind it. Helena Blavatsky, I have a certain interest in those who strive to reach the gods. Yes, thank you, Medea. My magecraft was given to me by Hecate. Calling them similar is probably off the mark. But I do believe it's closer than that of modern mages. I sense yours is not obsessed with reaching the root. Yeah, yep, you're probably right. I do feel a Maha-Atma from... No, I'm sorry. Let me be honest with you, Medea. Also, rare Medea appearance! The Maha-Atma in the hierarchy I've been sensing until today. I'm not sure whether they're the same beings as the gods of the Age of Gods. I personally believe that the true Maha-Atmas are the supernatural beings who've reached the swirl of the root, or at least can come in contact with the root. Whether it be more appropriate to call them gods is something I honestly cannot determine. I'm not experienced enough to recognize Maha-Atma and divine spirits properly. But there's one thing I know for sure. Hecate, the goddess Hecate, possessing authority over the earth, the sea, and the sky, who offered many blessings to those who prayed to her. I think she's one of the most distinguished deities in Greek mythology. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I sense tons of Maha-Atma. You make me blush. For you to honestly admit your own inexperience and foolishness is a proof of your growth. Helena Blavatsky, let me grant you gift of words. The wisdom of the gods, a small shard just for you. Just for her indeed, because we're not going to hear them at all, it seems. But the NP has ranked up to do defense ignoring damage. Okay, and probably just a general damage buff overall. That was an okay one. I thought she was in a character skin. Guess her final ascension just has that jacket then. Okay. Next is the 3 Jinns report for Queen of Sheba. Let's take this on and see what we got. That didn't happen last time, did it? Excuse me. Camelot, okay. Tell me, has this thought ever crossed your mind? If there was only one language on this planet and every person spoke it, how much more glorious would everyone's daily life be? Probably a fair bit. Oh, another one of Her Majesty's riddles. So do I get if I solve it? Are you going to treat me to some of your secret rose-scented baklava? Nothing. I'm just making idle talk about this all-too-fleeting world we live in. And since you ruled for many years, King David, I'm curious what your vast wealth of experience has to say on the matter. Oh, give me a break. I'm just some shepherd right now. Remember? Is this your way of getting back at me for always lavishing you with queenly praise? Well, that aside, it's a good question. The merits of a lingua franca, or homophony versus multilingualism, or alloglossy, huh? Way back before our time, when Noah made his ark, there was definitely just one language in this world. That was also the age when a famous symbol of humankind's strength and wisdom was built in the land of Shinar. The Tower of Babel. Truth? Truth. However, God was displeased with humans' arrogance in building such a tower, so he scattered them across the world and bade them speak in different tongues so they could no longer communicate. If it hadn't been for that incident, maybe the world would still be using a single language today. Speaking strictly metaphorically, wouldn't having a single worldwide language be ideal for a king? I see. Or maybe not. A shared tongue would mean that every word a king spoke could be heard by everyone, noble, subject, warrior, slave, foreigner, and so on. But that'd also be a painfully small and narrow-minded world to live in. After all, different words and different languages can have profound effects on one's way of thinking, right? That's also a good point. For example, they say there was once a tribe who had no concept of possessions. And so they lived in a veritable paradise because everything there existed for the benefit of everyone. But then an outsider came and so kindly taught them the word possess. And what do you think happened? From then on, even the smallest of babies refused to let go of so much as a single toy. Discord and strife spread like wildfire. In an instant, the former paradise was no more. Now, let's not get started on words like real estate, debt, compound interest. Yes, I see your point. There are indeed some dangerous words that should always be treated with care. For words are a powerful tool, one that can hurt just as much as they can help. And yet, even so, Adam and Eve were still banished from the Garden of Eden. There's no going back now. Ooh, good back. Ah, now I get it. So that's why you're going with this latest riddle of yours. This is so you, I should have seen it coming. I don't see it. Oh. We're on the storm border. This is a very recent one. Okay. A Day in the Life, a record written by Ihad Jinin, familiar to the Queen of Sheba. These records are an objective expose of the servant Queen of Sheba's ordinary, avaricious daily life. Don't get your hopes up. Shalom, Cersei. How are you this fine day? The Queen of Sheba. And what's with this weird piglet? Greeting, huh? I'm a busy witch, I'll have you know. If you're just here to make small talk, save it for... Huh? That box you got there, is that... Ta-da! Thank you for your patience. I finally got the item you requested in stock, so I thought I'd come deliver it personally. Then there's no time to waste. Come on, Medea. Give me a hand. My workshop isn't going to get itself ready. Now then, Cersei, before I hand over the merchandise, I just want to make absolutely sure you've got it right. That I've got it right. Let's see, you ordered a Japanese plastic model kit, yes? Specifically a robot that looks like some kind of grotesque bird monster named, H.G. Panella. Stop. You don't have to read out the name. That's okay. That's it, okay? Also, it's not a robot. It's an MS, or model SWAT. And anyways, yes, this is definitely it. Man, this thing has been sold out for so long, I've given up hope of ever getting my hands on one. Impressive. What is it, Medea? Why are you looking at her like that? You think she might have acquired it via less than legal means? Why isn't she saying something, game? Oh, come on, of course she didn't do that. You didn't, right, Your Majesty? I see you suspect I'm spelling contraband, is that it? That has certainly been a problem as of late, one that's given me no end of headaches, but never mind that. Excuse me. In regards to this item, rest assured that I ordered it in Lady Cersei's own name and acquired it through entirely legitimate channels. It is in every way the genuine article, no contraband here whatsoever. You ordered it in my name? Well, I guess what's done is done. Anyway, I owe you for this, and don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the payment we discussed. Great, I'm counting on you. Anyway, now that that's settled, time to grab my tools and get to work. Medea, where'd you go? Oh, she whispered to me that she was going to let her younger self take it from here, right before she ran off. Lily, but she's so uncompromising about models. Oh no, why? We want to see normal Medea. A Day in the Life, a record written by Shtayim, Jin to the Queen of Sheba. A conversation with Master during a certain expedition. Did I hear you right? Why pay 1444 yen for something worth 889 yen? Is that what you want to know? Oh my gosh, I'm mortified. Who told you about that anyway? On second thought, never mind, it's not like I'm gonna chase them down anyway, so please, let's just forget this whole thing. Okay, Master? This conversation is over. Well, want to tell me what I think, Master? I knew you'd come through, Davy. It all comes down to instinct, specifically the survival instinct of a natural-born merchant. Imagine you're a merchant traveling across the desert. You'd want to carry as few bulky items as possible, right? So if you're making an 889 yen purchase, and the fact that it is in yen is important here, paying 1444 yen would mean you use 1,000 bills and 12 coins, 4 100 yen coins, 4 10 yen coins, and 4 1 yen coins. You would then get back 555 yen exchange, consisting of only 3 coins, 1 500, 1 50, and 1 5, which means you're now carrying 9 fewer coins than before. It's a perfectly even exchange of multiple types of hard currency, and a supremely well-balanced combination. Yes, your wallet may end up lighter, but the value of its cargo, so to speak, increases. Any merchant as wise as the Queen of Sheba would never pass up such a good opportunity. What? If she spent 944, wouldn't that be an 11 coin difference instead of 9? Come on, Master, there's no need to actually discuss this series 944. In that case, you could just pay 8-9 exactly and get rid of 13 coins. Of course, the downside with either of those options is that they won't leave you with any small change at all, and your wallet will be cleaned out. I can see how that would make you feel uneasy. It's pretty risky, especially for such a small transaction. After all, it's not uncommon for a prospective customer to haggle down a price because you don't have the exact change they want, right? It really is a fiendishly tricky problem. Now, here's a thought. If the purchase was instead for 98.89 yen, then... Oh, for Yahweh's sake, how much longer are you going to keep prattling on about this meaningless thing? It's not meaningless if you brought it up, though. You want to know why I did it? So I could put down a single bill and donate the change to charity. Just what do you think I am, I know, anyways? I don't know. You're a servant. You're Romani's wife, to a degree, which makes you a mother-in-law to Mash, to a degree. So a maternal figure. A single worldwide language. Right, let's see. No matter how great the ruler, there were always some who refused to listen to what they would say. Merchants. That's because they already had their own way of communicating. In a word, money. No matter how much translation techniques may have advanced, linguistic and cultural differences are always going to prevent modern societies from uniting as one. Money, on the other hand, is a great equalizer, well apart from a few uprisings here and there, of course. In which case, one could make a strong case for merchants being the only people to use the last homophony God overlooked, the language of money. No, then again, that might be giving them too much credit. Perhaps it was the case of them worshipping money rather than God. For the time being, I'll strongly consider going ahead with the baklava reward. Alright, that sounds great. While you're at it, I don't suppose you could throw in some nice aromatic tea, could you? You know, in the New World, tea is one of the most essential trade items around. In our time, the more common things traded in Jerusalem were gold, silver, jewels, spices, purple dyes, horses, cattle, sheep, monkeys, baboons, camels, Egyptian chariots, Ophirian sandalwood, Phoenician cedar, beautiful ivory accessories. Don't forget the oil, olives, wine, and Jericho dates either. Oh yes, Jericho dates. Those truly were delicious. Anyway, we could trade all those items using their weight in silver as a measure of their value. A chariot was 600 shekels, a horse was 150 shekels. While the whole world spoke a single language, I'd just be glad we wouldn't have to waste our time going through all the trouble of fighting wars. But... But a truly ideal ruler, the kind that anyone and everyone would worship and admire, would know how to capture the attention of everyone in the world, whatever they spoke, despite any language differences. At least, that's what I think most people would say. Yes, I'm sure they would. Money, information, the whole reason businesses work is because there's always something the two parties lack. Mole? Do people truly try to follow their ruler's example because the ruler embodies an ideal with which they all aspire? Jacques de Molay. Coucou? Sadly, it seems that for most people, money is still a curse that brings more sorrow than happiness. An ideal nation, an ideal reign. Could it be that the destructive king's legacy, the lost language all people once shared, could still be hidden somewhere as a great secret treasure waiting for someone to discover and awaken it? I don't know. A Day in the Life, a record written by Shalosh, Jind, the Queen of Sheba. I wonder how many people really understand the expression, think before you borrow. Aris. She's about to make some sort of... She's about to take a loan of some kind out. Aris. Just so you know, it's no problem if you'd like to take that catalog back to your room. Oh no, that's okay. I mean, my humble apologies, Your Majesty. I'd probably take even longer to make up my mind if I did that, so I think it's better if I just decide it right now. Oh, this book looks really nice too. Oh, man, how am I gonna decide? I see. No problem. I'm glad to help however I can. Oh. Well, hey, if it isn't the Queen of Sheba and Little Miss Arish. Good day, Emperor Bonaparte. By the way, I know they sound similar, but my name's actually Aris, not Arish. Sorry about that, Aris. That's why my Corsica accent for you. Anyway, you got something on your mind again, no? Have these two ever interacted? Since the Queen of Sheba is here too, I'm guessing it has something to do with business, but I take it negotiations aren't going well? That's unusual. Aris here is having troubles deciding how to best use her allowance. Why do the servants get an allowance, but we don't? Allowance? Since when do we get an allowance? It's one of the new measures being implemented to try and keep things fair for all servants, since not everyone can easily distinguish between wants and needs. When did the master get an allowance? They tried implementing it in a limited rollout before, but this time Director Gordolf thought it would be a good idea to use all throughout Chaldea on the trial basis. So you're a vivandier. Man, that takes me back. I used to buy wine from female merchants on a multitude of battlefields. I think there was only so much wine they'd sell you if they knew you wanted it for fun or a party. Makes sense. Thank you, Hey Bettle, for the follow. Thank you kindly. Oh wait, I missed a line there. Of course, some would sell you as much as you wanted just so they could maximize their profits. No, I bet. Anyway, what you've got your eye on, Arish? These catalogs, they have ones for natural history museums, art shows. Come again? She means she's looking at a catalog of catalogs. Specifically, a catalog of different catalogs for various art and history museums. Catalogs like this are one of my many business tools, you see. I told her I would give any of my spare catalogs as a bonus with her purchase. Not much, just doing the Queen of Sheba interlude. Just knocking an interlude out. You know, it's a nice and chill week for FGO, so figured I may as well. Just one? Why not give her as many as she wants? I see. I'm guessing her righteous personality would never let her take more than one, eh? Exactly. Now I got it. I need a drink of water. My throat is dry. Well, if you want those catalogs that badly, Irish, why not just buy them outright? You're right. I should, but the thing is, well, I don't even have a single QP of my allowance left. Again, since when do they get allowance, and when do we start getting an allowance? You know, the master just does not get paid at all. No payment at all the master seems to get. Everybody gets money except for us. We are the ones most at risk. We should be getting so much pay. We should be millionaires by the end of this, if we even survive all this. Truth. Yeah, I mean, I've got a ton of interludes backed up, honestly, and I really should knock more than like 2 out per stream, but I'm also very lazy at the same time, so yeah. I've got like so many lined up. I've got a ton of rank up quests lined up as well. A ton, but I need all the quartz, considering Saberdusa is dropping probably within the next 2 weeks or so, and Anniversary is looking to start within a month's time, considering FGO has been announced for something at Anime Expo on July the 5th, so I imagine that's going to be when the official anniversary announcement is. And then there's summer, and just so much to roll for. So little quartz. What, really? Damn, this saga just took another turn. What in the world did you buy that cost everything you had? Just some spices I could bring to the cafeteria. I didn't think I bought that many, but before I knew it, all my QP was gone. Spices? That's it? What did the Chaldea cafeteria go back to the exploration when I wasn't looking? Maurice happened to purchase some custom-made spices that go for far more than the usual asking price. So from Saber Medusa, the anniversary, and summer, everything except for Summer Suzuka is my target. Everything except for Summer Suzuka is my target. So, a lot of targets. A lot of targets. And it's gonna hurt the quartz. It's gonna hurt. What, like a pair of boots stuffed full of saffron or something? Actually, never mind. I don't need the details. I used to have more money to play with back when I was working in Akihabara. But Chaldea only gives out allowances based on your age. And even Voyager and Ilia's allowances combined added up more than mine, so... How did Ilia and Voyager's allowance add up? How old is Aris? Hang on. Well, so for Saber Medusa, Medusa's been sort of a long time, I like the Servant, and she did a real good showing in Paper Moon. Anniversary Servant is essentially a summer version of Morgan. As for the Summer Servants, all the Fairy Knights and Berserker Castoria, massive desires for me. And Chloe, specifically Chloe, she's the servant that got me through Camelot. So, very, very high, desire to pay her back for getting me through Camelot. I'm gonna get her summer form for her. But how old is Aris here? I'm curious. If it'll actually give me an age on her. I didn't think Ilia... Actually... Prolia Ilia is like, what? 12, maybe? And Voyager... I guess that would be... Voyager is probably dependent on when the Voyager space probe launched. Which, when did the Voyager space probe launch? That is a question. Okay, Aris is only 14 as of time of summoning. Voyager. So, Voyager... Show me the Voyager space probe, please. Thank you. Are you rolling for anybody in particular, out of curiosity? Okay, the Voyager space probe was launched in 1977, so technically, Voyager is older than me, even. Voyager's, like, almost 50. So Voyager looks very young for his age, I suppose is a good thing to say. And Ilia... Let's check Ilia here. Ilia from that is 10. So 50 plus. So yeah, Voyager's allowance alone is gonna be superior to your Aris. You're skipping all of them. That's fair. No particular care for any of the summer servants then? Hey, I know. Could I get an advance on my allowance or something? Well, since you don't hand out the allowances, I guess what I'm asking is, could you lend me the money for these? Oh yes, I can certainly do that. As long as you pay me back a fixed amount each month, you can take as long as you need to pay back the rest. How does that sound? Queen of Sheba, don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. You're a new player, so you need more support, not DPS. Excuse me. That is completely fair. More support is always good. How far into the story are you, out of curiosity there? That sounds amazing. What a revolutionary, customer-friendly idea. I'm blown away by your genius, Your Majesty. Hold up, Arate. I'm getting a real bad feeling about this. Erish, you're the type who acts cautious but completely lets her guard down around a certain kind of wicked woman, aren't you? No, that's not very nice. I'll have you know I have very specific payment plans just for students. Well, if you type in !FC in the chat, you will see my friend code, and I do have room available, so I can accept your friend request, and you'll have all my supports available to you, and I've got a pretty stacked support roster. Sweet. Nope. I'm not having it. Server or not, she's still a kid, and you don't settle a kid with a tab. Okay, you know what? I'll take care of this. Which catalog do you want most, Sorish? In the chat, so just type !FC. Well, I think I'd have to go with this one for the Egyptian Archaeology Museum. It's by far the best one out of... Oh, Egypt, huh? That's great. Seems you and I might have surprisingly similar tastes. And as luck would have it, there should be an expedition out to the Middle East in the very near future. What? Why would there be an expedition to the Middle East in the very near future? When did this drop? I'm looking up when exactly this dropped, because that could be foreshadowing, and they love to do foreshadowing as far as stuff. So, Queen of Sheba interlude. So, Queen of Sheba quest. Give me just a moment. So right there is my in-game friend code. So just send me a request there and I will be sure to add. So this is her second one. So this was released as a part of the Singularity Repair support campaign. So 2022 as far as JP version is when this dropped. So we got this last year. This was between Avalon LaFay. This looks like it was between Avalon LaFay and so between all these 6 and 7. I guess we did go to Middle East recently. You're still learning English? That's completely understandable. Completely understandable. I mean, you know, it's not a bad language to learn, and I'm sure that if I hadn't learned English growing up, I would not speak it that goodly. Because even now, I'm not as fluent with it as I would like to think. My tongue gets tied so much. But out of curiosity, who is your favorite servant? Since I've got you here. Although I suppose I can check that out based on your friends list. Or on your support list. Let's go talk to Maitre about visiting the ancient ruins there right now. Why settle for just a catalog when you can go see the real thing? Hell, while we're at it, we can just rediscover ancient monuments and golden masks ourselves. I don't know about you, but I'd much rather hang the genuine article in my room than a paper reproduction. Wow, that sounds amazing. But wouldn't that be fundamentally incompatible with race shift? Hey, you never know unless you try. Now come on, let's go, Arish. It's Aris. Queen, I think I'm gonna borrow this catalog after all. Okay. Did I just lose a big prospective customer? That's fair. I feel like this is definitely one of the longer interludes. So it was a tale of 4 Jin, and this is the 4th tale. So a day in the life. Pay me back, Fairy King. Oberon, oh Oberon. Don't bother trying to pretend you're not home. I can tell you're in there. Are you aware of how many bills you have piled up? I really need you to pay them today. Why does Oberon have bills? I wish you could see this, Blanca. This right here is one of the most pitiful creatures in all of nature. The debt collector. Yeah, debt collectors suck. They have never worked a day in their lives. Instead, they force innocent people to work themselves to the bone and make them cough up their hard-earned money. I wouldn't go that far there, Obi. It shouldn't take you long to become known as the King of Debt, since you came to Chaldea. Did it, Oberon? If it wasn't for me, you'd have to pay back all your creditors individually instead of paying me a single lump sum. So I think I deserve your gratitude for more than your snark. Oh really, and just who did you buy these so-called debts of mine from? Good question. There were so many, I simply couldn't keep track of them all on my own. First we have Benny Enma. I'm guessing this is your drink tab. Then we have Vlad III, Ishtar, Europa, Miss Crane, Nightingale, Kama, Mr. Monier, and last but not least, Karna. What services are these people selling? Like, some of them I could see. Benny, Nightingale, Miss Crane, even Vlad to a degree. But the rest of them, like, what the heck is... What are they selling? Oh, that's right. Yes, of course I remember them. After all, they were all so gullible that it was easy to... Wait, I almost forgot one. Mr. Shakespeare. I never borrowed from him. I never asked him for so much as a single shilling. Oh my, I see. Then this hastily scribbled IOU must simply be his idea of a practical joke. I'm so very sorry about that. However, that being said, your other creditors have said they would be willing to accept a pound of your flesh as payment. Aha! I see where this is going now. Too bad they won't get so much as a drop of blood from me. Oh, as a matter of fact, one of your creditors did say they would like your blood. Huh? You've gotta be shitting me. I thought Chaldea was tax-free. Now you're telling me the debt collectors are literally allowed to take our blood, sweat, and tears? Your creditors have also authorized me to collect your organs, bones, hair, skin, wings, clothes, jewels. Basically, anything and everything you own is on my seizure list. Good gracious. The Queen of Sheba is the most vicious of all debt collectors. Come to think of it, I think it was Mr. Shakespeare who came up with that excellent idea. I will be sure to check your list out here soon then. Sherlock, you've got some nerve coming up with that after all your run-ins with debt collectors. Next time he has any deadline coming up, I'm going to tell his editors about the debtor's prison law right on the last day. That was a short little stint with Obi. A day in the life. Pay me back, Okada Izo. No, Jin wrote this one. Izo! Okada Izo! Don't bother trying to pretend. You're not home. I know you're in there. My most favoritist is Mashu. She is the #1 waifu of Chaldea, and thus the #1 servant of mine. Most favoritist of all. Followed shortly after by Melt. If we're talking non-waifu servants, then I'd probably say King Hassan. Go away, I'm Oberon. There's no sword geniuses by the name of Izo here. Oh my, still as stubborn as ever, I see. How many times do we have to go through this? Damn it, how do you always sniff me out? I've always had a good nose for this sort of thing. Good ears, too. Anyway, I'm sure you're sick and tired of hearing this by now, but this is a key part of my job, so... I've been asked to collect your debts by Yagyu Tajima, Kyokutai Bakin, Heracles, Red Hair, Ivan the Terrible, Kijo Koyo, and Karn. Stop, I get it. Indeed, Mashu deserves all the head pats and snuggling possible. How can I put this? It seems the people you're asking for money have gone past random and right to anyone. Kyotaki Bakin was especially worried about you, since he had his own share of money troubles in life. Huh? Oh, I see. So that old man still has heartstrings left to pull on. Good grief. At any rate, I don't have any money to pay you back with. None, you hear me? Really? Are you sure you weren't just on your way to another secret gambling den? Please don't fluff my tail. Wow, this tail is real. And it's got a great fur coat, too. Elisa! She's adorable. Izo, give us money, please. Yeah, bring out the pocketbook. If it isn't the annoying brat pack again. Alright, how much do you want? Go on, don't be shy. Here, go buy yourself some manyu or dumplings or whatever the hell you feel like. Yay, thanks, Izo. Izo, you do know you're getting scammed by Ibaraki, right, my man? Does Izo know he is getting totally, like, fleeced by Ibaraki? Because she is most certainly not a child. I'm actually gonna see what her type... What does Type Moon say her age, though? That is the question. What does Type Moon say Ibaraki Doji's age is, if it will? It does not. But, you know, considering she drinks alcohol, at the very least, she is not a child. Because Lasagna is very, very strict about that kind of stuff. If they insist that the master is unable to drink alcohol because he, you know, was underage when the first incineration of humanity started, even though decade has probably passed by then I think that Ibaraki Doji, given that she has canonically drank alcohol, is probably not a child. Izo. Oh, it's just for good luck, okay? You'll see. Any day now, this generosity is gonna come back to me tenfold. No wonder you have so much trouble paying back your debts. Yeah, when you give your money away to charity. I don't think that King's legacy was anything concrete. Hey, J6, welcome to the stream. Happy things. It wasn't treasure, and it surely wasn't something idealistically impossible like a homophony. So it wasn't money or valuable information. Personally, I'd much prefer it was something concrete, but oh well. A king who cared about his nation. Any legacy he left behind would surely be something that would enrich his land and his subjects. I don't know if I agree with that. There is no guarantee that a king will enrich his nation. If anything, we usually see the opposite, no? As much as he may have been praised as a wise king in his prime, who's to say he didn't ruin things by going senile or nepotistic in his so-called golden years? What was that? Are you trying to pick a fight? Because I will take you up on it. Is she talking about Solomon, perhaps? Because I feel like that would be an excellent way to piss off the Queen of Sheba. Oh my, you're deadly serious, aren't you? Yikes. So sorry, Your Majesty. I do beg your pardon. I should have known better. In fact, I'm sorry for butting in on your conversation. Oh, that's quite all right. After all, as a Grand Master of the Knights Templar, you have more right to speak to his legacy than most people. Why, thank you, Your Majesty. That's very kind of you to say. Except this mole isn't necessarily the embodiment of the Grand Master of the Knights Templar at all. You know, now that you mention it, why don't we take this opportunity for you to tell me all about him? I, too, would love to hear some of his great wisdom secondhand. Of course I'd be glad to. But that's not to say I'll do it for free. Yeah, I think that, Shubby is a little bit more in control of Mole there. So... okay. Interesting. Very, very interesting here. This is definitely a most recent one, since it's giving us this, one. Your Wi-Fi's lagging, you're gonna head out. Rip, J6, Ripperoni. Maybe see you in the future, or in the next one. So my Sheba is 666 NP2. What is the support Queen of Sheba? She is NP2 888, but has a 10 levels lower. I think in this instance, my Queen of Sheba is probably the better one. Yeah, I mean, already I'm seeing the attack is like over 1,000 points higher. And we'll go Sumo. Also, love the little Sheba waving emote. Love it. I definitely am. I'm working on my own emotes. I am very steadily working on my own emotes. I've got to make the melt emote still, and I have to make the Achan emote, and then it's going to be time to work on making them animated. But waving Sheba is adorable. I've already got some Mash giving a thumbs up, Jelter smirking, and a Reshkago waving. It's going to be Melt winking, and I'm unsure what Achan is going to do. I have kind of not decided on that one yet. I'm thinking maybe snacking. That could be thematically appropriate. Just Achan snacking on stuff. But then there's the whole animating, and I have no idea how I'm supposed to animate emotes. Absolutely no idea, but I look forward to learning. Because making all those emotes already has been a learning experience, I will say. Okay, what do we got here? More demons. Queen of Sheba, are you AoE? You are single target. You are a single target. Let you gotcha for a Mashu emote. Gotcha for an emote. Gotcha. Hang on. Shelter! Yeah, the shelter emote. Her smirk. I do think that one came out pretty good. It doesn't look too great like if you're on Twitch Lite mode, but I don't know many people that do Twitch on Lite mode. Or it might look better. I don't know. It kind of just looks like her head, only you don't really see her neck with this, but I like it still. I like the end result. Bye, David. I was gonna say maybe I should use your NP, but you're kind of dead, so yeah. Sorry, David. I don't think it matters what order we go in. Also, that waving emote looks very big. I guess it's using a lot more of the space than the Viking one. Yeah, that uses up a lot more of the emote space compared to the Delta one. Maybe I should see about enlarging. Possible enlargement of emotes. Note of that for my future stuff. Possible enlarge emotes. I mean, not really the size, but more just like the amount of space the pixel sticks up, because that was the annoying part. Was getting all the pixels down perfectly. Or close to it. This could be bad. This could be very bad. Arts chain? Arts chain. Delicious H2O. I don't think I've ever actually seen the Queen of Sheba's NP. That was definitely an interesting one. Power of little foxes. A cloud hammer. You had to crit. Okay. Oh no, the game crashed. The game crashed on me. Oh no. Whatever shall I do? The game crashed. Okay. Man. I guess it's a good thing the game crashed when it did, because it's giving me a chance to redo this turn. Isn't that amazingly excellent circumstances? Completely random circumstance that gives me another shot at this, you know. And this is totally the first time it's happening because the NP is still slow. If I had seen this NP before, it'd be going fast. So yeah, this game just totally randomly crashed on me. Let's... Come on, big money no whammy, big money no whammies. Not bad. Oh, that's close. You bitch. You. I have no way to beat that. Yeah. Okay. Fair play. Fair play there, Mole. She got me there. Through a freaking invincibility. What are the odds? Also, I completely forgot to check out... Hang on. Yeah. I'm gonna really quickly here. You know, it's a good thing it crashed because now I can see you here. Hey, Beetle. Alright. Ooh. Love the Mashu there. Excellent, excellent choice. Muramasa. Arash. Very nice, very nice. Draco. What level is that? What MP level did you get the Draco at? How high of a Draco did you get? Only MP1, that's fair. I didn't quit the game, though. The game crashed on me. It totally crashed. But very solid first. I think I see the double Nito burrito. The triple Nito burrito is a good indicator for who your favorite servant might be, in my humble opinion. But I see a fair bit of Tamamos as well there. A fair bit of Tamamos. Or Tamamo faces. Okay. Pretty solid setup overall. Pretty solid setup. But I'm gonna guess your favorite is Mashu, Umu, and Nito Burrito. Mashu, Umu, and Nito Burrito. Very nice selection there. Very nice selection, especially Mashu. I can definitely approve. But, except, I have no idea how you got the little stars in your username, because I thought it was just like what you could type into your screen. So, I'm a little jealous, but at the same time, it's kind of a little late for me to worry about that at this point, because this account of mine is old. This account of mine is a day one account. So it's probably not too surprising that I don't know how to do that kind of stuff. Alright, let's roll. Round 2. You're asking ChatGPT. Ah, gotcha. Alright, now then, David, maybe survive for a little longer this time, so that way you can provide some assistance. Which means I should probably use your skills. I don't know what skills you even have there, David. What skills do you have? 1 turn defense and HP recover. AoE HP recover and evasion. And an AoE charisma. Okay, David. Not a bad setup there. Not a bad setup at all. I'm sure if I had used those skills earlier, probably would have not gone down as soon as you did. Okay. Yeah, because of my stacked roster, I don't tend to use the low rarity servants all too much. So a lot of their capabilities are kind of mystery to me. Well, not just the stacked roster, but also the fact that I do tend to play favorites with who I use. It's the good thing about the Interludes, though, because for the Interludes, I will use the selected Interludes servants. So it gives me a chance to see how good some of these other servants are, or how not so good some of them might be. Good job, Queen. Good job, Queen of Sheba. David, don't go down. David, please don't go down. I'm sorry if I offended you. Just stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive. Stay alive. Whew, she stayed alive. Now it's just the one. Stop bullying the Queen. Okay, this is an even turn, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the next turn is going to be the deck reshuffling, so I do not know what I'm going to get as far as the cards. Might not. Nope, I will have to worry about what my setup is for the Mole battle. Please be good, card setup-wise. Give me some Sheba. I'll take it. Alright. And now we're just gonna press all the buttons. Or most of the buttons, at least. Buttons have been pressed. Let's go. Please do some good damage. Should do actually a little bit more because she's got David's Charisma boosting her up now. So last time we got her down to about 34k. This time... Or no, 54k. So it's about the same damage. About the same amount of damage as dealt. A little annoying, but I can deal with it. I'll survive. Looks like we get a David NP. What is your NP, David? Sure hit, significant to giant, and skill seal. Do I go his NP, or do I go a Queen of Sheba Brave Chain? Decisions. You think Brave Chain? I think Brave Chain. That has the potential to do more because David's... Oh, you think David Brave? Okay, I'll give the David Brave a shot. I don't think I've ever seen David's NP either. So this will be new. Yep, I've never seen his NP. At least not in this ascension. But I don't think he's even leveled up, so... I didn't even need a Brave Chain! Good gracious, David! That was... impressive! That was surprisingly impressive. David for the win, indeed. Honestly, I don't think this riddle has a clear answer. After all, the answer the world needs changes along with the world itself. So I think the answer to this legacy must be alive, and at least in a certain sense. It's not the kind of thing you can buy with money, and it will never be something you can use to barter with. Perhaps the answer is something that neither succumbs to nor depends on the power of the sword. So then it's not something that will tarnish you with fear or hatred either. That sounds just like salvation. No, never mind. Hearing your and David's thoughts has helped me remember something important. No matter how wise one might be, true wisdom does not come so easily. So then, king or not, what sort of legacy should one aim to leave behind? I think it's just a genuine, heartfelt wish to leave the world a better place than when you found it. Excuse me. In my opinion, that is true wisdom, and the kind of treasure we must always be careful to hang on to. Sounds kind of sappy to me. Did you say something? No. Either way, I'd say we've discussed this enough for today, don't you think? I don't know about you two, but I'm definitely running low on blood sugar. Maybe I'll have some of your baklava right now, if you don't mind. Did you get into my personal belongings, David? How about some coffee to go with it? I bet an extra bitter batch will really go well with baklava. Alright then, I guess I'll have mocha, please. One with lots and lots of sugar. No. Begone, bot! Hate when the bots come through. Usually they're caught by the auto mod, but that one wasn't. I have no idea why. Baklava's already sweet enough. Now you want to throw even more sugar into your coffee? What's wrong with that? I happen to like sweets for tea time, okay? Yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with having more sugar. Like, you know, having chocolate cake with chocolate frosting with a side of chocolate ice cream with Reese's peanut butter cups inside of it, drizzled in chocolate sauce. That's perfectly fine. That's delicious, in fact. Charisma B- has increased to Queen's Incense A for an attack boost, so a better attack boost and an MP gauge boost for yourself. Okay. Not bad at all. I was about to say, did the game audio disappear, but it's back. Alright, so that is my prerequisite to interludes for any of these kinds of streams. However, there's one more thing I want to do that I've said I was going to do for a while now, and it is the final of these super high difficulty quest things. I have no idea what to expect here, so we're going to give it a shot. And it looks like Lancer, Saber, Berserker are the classes of our foes. The enemy Hermit Crab will apply a powerful resistance against AoE NP attacks to all their allies. If you focus too much on attacking the Hermit Crab, the other enemies will assault you with powerful attacks, so don't neglect your defense. Well, I was gonna say I'm just gonna Muramasa it up. I still think I'm gonna just Muramasa this, though. Even if they have some resistance against AoE NPs, it's just resistance, not nullification. So if I hit them hard enough, I will break through. Emiya, you don't need that for this. Let's give Black Grail a shot. Here. Let's see how the Black Grail does. Let's roll. No idea what to expect here, but we're about to find out. One battle. Mur General of 1,000 Raging Waves. 2 regeneration. Plassoid Scale Formation. 2 regeneration. Okay, what do you guys got? So they are immune. They are nullifying death. They set target focus to themselves. Nullify death. Resistance against AoE NP damage when Clam Diggy Hermit Crab unit is on the field. A 1-turn crit rate boost and increased crit rate at the end of each turn. Hey J6, welcome to the stream. How things? Glad to hear your thing is doing better now. I'm just going to be giving this one a shot here. Probably actually going to give it more than a shot since it's not an advanced quest. This is a Bleached Earth quest. This is the last of the Bleached Earth quests I had not done yet. And I'm curious as to how this is going to go. So, let's go like this. So the crabs are keeping the others alive. With the target focus and everything. This one took you a while. Joyous! Oh, Joyous! That was not a lot of damage to the crabs. Shark skin. Ow. Yeah, I can definitely see why this one might end up taking a while. I do have a Brave Chain with Muramasa. Why are you sad about yesterday? Out of curiosity, if you don't mind me asking. I would love to focus down you, Mer General of the Riding Waves, but I don't think I'm going to get the chance. Just go all in, Muramasa. You can do it. Do a few runs of Night Rain to try and beat the second Night Lord. Did you have a lot of connectivity issues last night or something, out of curiosity? Because my brother did end up family sharing. 2 of your 4 runs had people rage quit. Ooh, that sucks. But yeah, last night my brother tried to see if... My brother and I both tried to see if we could both be on my version of Night Rain at the same time, so that maybe a 3-person run could be possible, but sadly, it did not work. And more sadly, he kept running into connection issues and crashing over and over and over again. It does seem like we might have the crabs done in this one, so that's good. Go like this. But 2 of them had people right there. Well, no guarantees, but I was thinking of trying a Night Rain run here. After FGL was done. That was passing through my brain space to do. It kind of depends if we want to, you know, hold out hope that we can find matchmaking with 2 people. Since apparently they did fix that recently. I've not fought Gaping Dragon yet, myself. So that's a surprise to me. Interesting, though. Very interesting. Can we get some more stars here from you, Emiya? Or no? No. Nash could generate some stars, but do I want to? Yeah, I think Nash generating some stars is not a bad idea. Alright, Muramasa. Most hated boss so far is Wormface. Yeah, Death might be a pain. Wormface gave me a struggle as well. I can sympathize there, but I think both of the times that it has gone to Night, both of my times on the second Night Lord have been against Wormface as the Night 1 boss. Which is kind of surprising, but at the same time, not really. Oh, Muramasa, why don't you have NP ready? Muramasa. Get the... You can kill the mobs, get the medicine to kill Deathblight gauge, but it's hard when it's a horde of mobs during the boss fight itself. I thought that was the case. I was wondering why I was just, like, randomly getting all those boluses to cure the Deathblight build-up. This guy is seeming to just be full charge every turn. I don't know if he's mad at me or something, but something tells me that this isn't normal. Can't put my finger on it, but something tells me this is not normal. Also, that this is going to be a long, drawn-out battle. If I can use my seals, I might do so. If I can use my seals, I'm probably going to have to do so. Because, yeah. My resources are now incredibly low. Final run of the night, you had to face Wormface a few 15 minutes ago because dying to death lighting towards mobs while you resort to using a bow to just stay away. So were you playing as Iron Eye then? And were your teammates just like saying no? Yep, finally failed, lost at 50%. Ouch. I mean, still 50%'s not bad. 50% is not bad. Right, Melt, I have no idea how well this is gonna go. You don't even have NP. I am freaking blind as a bat. I waste the NP strength buff there. And freaking Melt Virus. Oh, that removes all buffs. Because that's fair. An Omni buff removal. Totally fair for a random enemy game. We're using that stuff. But yeah, like I said, Jason, after this fight here, I need to take a brief break to do some chores stuff. But I do think I have at least one, maybe 2 runs of Elden Ring Night Rain in me. Oh, that's just a full... That skill is just a straight full charge. That is BS to such a high degree. By the power of my command seals, get out here, everyone. Oh, you're on the highway on the way home. So, you won't be able to join until later. Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, you went to the USA! Well, I hope that you were treated well in the US of A today. I hope you were treated well. I should probably do an Avalon. Just to be safe here. Crazy drivers everywhere. Yeah, that tracks. That does track. Us US of A have the crazy drivers. As long as you did not drive behind any giant trucks carrying loose logs on them. Because I hear that Final Destination has been advertising their movie on that. On those, rather. No! Why are you... You would frickin' target Muramasa, you piece of Christ. Trying to think. I think this is the best option here. You were in your lane respecting speed limit and people drove by cursing at you. Yeah, that's America, sadly. Out of curiosity, were you in the rightmost lane or were you in the leftmost lane while driving? Middle? Okay. So, yeah, that's just sort of an Americanism. If you want to drive the speed limit, then you drive in the rightmost lane. Otherwise... Okay, first off, what the frick is this? I'm sorry. 2 NPs in a single turn game. What is this? Like, holy crap, what is this fight? This is beyond high difficulty. This is just insanity. Back-to-back NP-esque attacks, that Omni buff removal, and now this thing is buffed with just straight up buff removal. God, Am I supposed to be trying to inflict death on this guy? Is that the gimmick I missed? Is inflicting death supposed to be the strat here? So I literally cannot think of any other reasonable way to do this. The DPS and the HP is just insanity. Pure insanity. Brave Jane, I guess. I don't like doing this. I need to look this up. Because I'm honestly at a loss here for what the frick I'm supposed to be doing here. Yes, the merman. Welcome, N-Star1. Welcome to the stream. I'm beyond frustrated by this merman, and I'm looking up to see if I need to just, like, come in with instant death or something, because this is harder than any of the rest of them. Like, this is so far beyond the rest of them. Okay, North Oceania. What is this dude's death resist? Chance of this enemy being killed by instant effect, the lower numbers are... He has a 20% chance to dying to instant death, this dude. So, in other words, I think the answer to that question is yes, I need to try and bring an insta-death party on this. Show me insta-kill. I know King Hassan has it. I know Nito Burrito has it. Who else has insta-kill? You don't think instant death? You used Morgan for this. I mean, I brought Muramasa and he just got, like, rinsed. Is the issue, you know? This guy just removes so much buffs. Gotta hit it hard on the last bar? I suppose so. Excuse me. Okay, so this enemy unit might not even be the right enemy unit. That was the thing. It looks like it's a unit that was introduced during the Sea Monster Crisis event thing. That's the question though, does that mean that he's... I want to try and do the instant death, but... I don't know if I've got any other servants that would be good for dealing instant death damage. Sure, go ahead. Kill Lemia. Okay, why did his NP seal randomly? I've not been paying attention to what he's doing. I have no idea why his NP just randomly sealed itself there. That was random as heck, but I'm not going to complain too much. Ignore invincibility, of course. Doot-da-deet. King-san is one. Nitocris is the other. That I know of. There's probably more. I just can't think of who else there is off the top of my head. Who else inflicts instant kill. King Hassan also does instant death resistance. Still really beneficial here. King Hassan might be the way. Still need to deal with the first bar and all the ads, though. Okay, he's just not MPing anymore, which is weird, but I'm not going to complain too much about the matter. Because I'm not going to have the ability to survive to complain much more. Pardon the crushing of a bottle of water. I don't know, I mean, I could use a quartz too. Using a quartz, it would suck, but... it would really suck to have to use it. To quartz or not to quartz, that is the question. I already burned command seals on this, so if I try King Hassan and it fails... Okay, finally this is loaded. So, King Hassan... Chance to instant kill with NP. So, instant kill always succeeds against mobs that have a 100% death, basically. So 20% or higher death rate. So, Overcharge 3 plus Evening Bell plus the Soya Academy School uniform at max level. It would have a 100% success rate. That's assuming, though, that this is the same exact unit down to its stats. And I would still need to get a 300% overcharge, or... yeah, I'd need to get overcharge that high. I think it's possible, but I would need seals to pull this off. Yeah. I think I need command seals. I'd essentially need to have Muramasa in the front line to deal with all the extras as well as the first bar of this thing. And then I would need to wipe and come out with King Hassan and have enough people to get him a 300% NP. So, I think I'm going to withdraw, and I think I'm going to try this again next FGO stream. Yeah. Next FGO stream, I will be retrying this hardest of the hard, high difficulty quests here. But, beyond that, I think that's going to be where I call today's FGO part of the stream here. So yeah, I'm going to be taking a brief break overall to do some chores, but then I'm going to be back and I'm going to be seeing about possibly doing some Elden Ring Night Rain. But for now, those of you watching this on YouTube or just here for the Fate portion of the stream, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed today's stream. If you did, leave me some feedback in whichever way you so see fit. If you want to check out more by me, be sure to check out my channel here on Twitch or YouTube. Same name, same games. There is plenty of content. Plenty of content for all to enjoy. And as far as the YouTube side of things, I have started putting out the Ordeal Call 1 videos part by part with some accompanying shorts, so be sure to check those out as well. But for now, thank you all so much for coming out. I hope you enjoyed. Have a fantastic evening, everybody.